The Burgundy and Gold are on a roll. They have won 4 straight and have a very winnable game in Detroit coming up next. Should Washington fans leave their January weekends open for the playoffs? I'm Marvin Jackson, and joining me tonight to discuss Washington's recent success are 2 of my favorites, Mykell, Ramos, and Donna, Hopkins.
Good to be back, Marvin.
Thanks for being here, ladies.
Hello, my friend.
We're going to have some fun. So is Washington a bona fide contender to win the NFC East title again?
Well, until somebody dethrones them, they are the defending NFC East champions. It didn't matter how they did it last year. They did it. And if they continue to play like this, at this point in time, the Washington Redskins are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Not only are they exceeding expectations because, let's face it, a lot of people would have put them down in recent games to say that they weren't going to win, but they're also meeting expectations at the same time because based on their schedule and what they did last year, these are the teams that they're supposed to be playing and beating. So consistency is a factor, but if they can keep the ball rolling, sky's the limit.
All right, and Donna?
It is 6 games into the season. How dare you be talking about some playoffs right now? You know what? I'm like this. Take it one game at a time because they lost those first 2, won 4 in a row. And so everybody is jumping the gun, talk about January. Let's just talk about one game at a time and the Detroit Lions. How about we just keep it there?
A lot of football still to play, right?
Yeah, you know, the good thing about that Philadelphia game, them getting that win, and it was huge, but I heard them say one thing, team, and this team is starting to play as a complete team, offensively, defensively, and special teams. It starts there, and I like the fact that they finally committed to the running game, which has been key. They ran the ball 33 times. That had not happened. And it started in that Baltimore game. Things started to change right there where you saw this team starting to come together. It's still some areas where they still need to improve, but they're headed in the right direction.
All right.
I think that's what you want to hear, headed in the right direction when you talk about Redskin football. Consistency and headed in the right direction. And let's be real, you won a game outside of the division and you won a game inside of the division. Yet you still have to beat the Cowboys and really show something, but because they're hot and very impressive right now. But at the same time, the score was 20-27, but the implements of that game didn't show the score. Let's be real. Carson Wentz has been playing very impressive to be a rookie. He had 20 dropbacks, about 5 sacks. He was hurried about 11, 12 times. We're talking about Redskins defense being productive, and you're talking about the emergence of Jamison Crowder. They did all this without Jordan Reed, who suffered a concussion, and Matt Jones. Matt Jones can actually get some running on the ground done, about 100 yards. He can get us about 100. We'll be fine. And to a degree, it's all about the completing. And Kirk Cousins, yes, he'll throw a bad one. Lord, I don't know what you're doing. But just as long as you retrack, you learn from your mistakes, and you go back down that field and you do something else productive and not just continue to have a snowball of bad things, things can go your way.
I think that's what a lot of the teammates were saying is that Kirk might make a mistake, but the next series he comes right back with an impressive drive.
Let me talk a little bit about Kirk right now because that's
Kirk, as you like to call him.
Yeah, that's an area I think that really needs to improve a lot. Because the thing about it is he's made some good things. I saw him roll out a little bit more. I saw him step up in the pocket. But it's some things still that he must work on because in all the things I talked about in improving, that's where it needs to improve a lot more as far as Kirk's play and everything. That running game is going to take a pressure off of him because I like the fact that they're using all 3. It's funny because when Robert Kelly, they talked about him being the starter or possibly getting some more carries. Wow, Matt Jones got it together in that game and really ran well. But I like them using all as far as Matt Jones, Kelly, and Chris Thompson.
And all the running backs seem to like that.
Yeah.
And one more thing. I mean, let's look at Kirk Cousins. Let's examine him. If we look at Michigan, he's the type of guy that it takes him a minute to warm up. I don't know if you have to warm up in the game. I don't know what happens, but he gets hotter as the quarters go, and he gets hotter as the season progresses. Granted, we don't need to lose 2 straight for you to go 5 straight, but at the same time, he's so mentally, one thing people don't understand about Kirk Cousins is he's so mentally capable, and he's such a mental studier of the game. And what happens to Kirk Cousins is not what's going on in the game, is what's going on within himself. If he can get out of his own way, We can see a quarterback that can progress a little bit more, and we can see a quarterback that's comfortable to one day becoming an elite quarterback.
But 6 games into the season, and he played a lot last year, he should be farther along than what he is, because Carson and Prescott and all these are rookies that are really playing well. And I'm not even giving Kurt a bye right now, because he's got to step up his game. You say he's in his own way. He's in his own way. He's got to, he's in the NFL now.
Normally, I mean, we're friends. But normally I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott, I mean, they're impressive, but let's be real. They're diamonds in the rough that we didn't know that were diamonds. These guys are just supposed to be fillers, and they've been playing impressive.
But they just stepped up and played.
Say what you say what you want about Kirk Cousins and his progression, but this is also a man that took a team in the middle of the season. This is also a man that had to find his own way, and now is having his own total complete season.
I'm not buying that still.
Okay. Hey, listen, when you it's almost as if you came in here and took half of the show in between. You got to find a way to make this appropriate for you
I'm a player
than me.
And this team has been given to me to lead, I'm going to do everything to make sure that I get that signing contract for those 5 years and whatever. He's not there yet.
Not there yet, but we'll get there yet. And
Possibly.
And for once, let's have somebody lead the way to having some type of progression.
We're going to have to move on to the next segment. But I get your point. It's a very good point. But the defense is so much better now, and I think that's what's getting them where they need to be.
Yeah.
We had a Vernon Davis sighting. Hello.
Yeah. All right.
Balling.
Well, the defense is much better. You've got Bruton and D. Hall gone and injured, and they're still playing better. Let's take a break right now, and when we return, we will take a look at the Baltimore Ravens as Mykell brings us a special report on 2 local standouts who are looking really good in those purple jerseys. Also, we'll break down the NFC East and give you our take on end zone celebrations in the NFL. All that coming up on the Sideline Report.